Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixie Island. My name's Amy, and I'm an ordained minister. We are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we are in the book of Numbers, and we are in chapter 25, and we're going to do the whole thing. It's like 17 verses. Moab seduces Israel. When Israel was staying in Shittim, I'm not kidding, Shittim, the men began to indulge in sexual immorality with Moabite women, who invited them to sacrifice to their gods. The people ate and bowed before these gods. So Israel joined in worshiping of Baal of Peor. Now, Baal mentioned a lot of different times in the Old Testament as a nemesis of God. Baal and Asherah. Fertility gods and goddesses of the area. Baal, though, in this language also means Lord. So Baal of Peor. For me, and when we're traipsing around in the Old Testament, if it's Baal something, then it's like, oh, so some demon of something. Some local deity for this area. And the Lord's anger burned against them, of course, because they were cheating. Okay? And they're not supposed to have any other gods, just him. The Lord said to Moses, take all the leaders of these people, kill them, and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord, so the Lord's fierce anger may turn away from Israel. So Moses said to the Israel's judges, each of you must put to death those of your men who joined in worshiping of Baal of Peor. Then an Israelite man brought his family a Midianite woman right before the eyes of Moses and the whole assembly of Israel while they were weeping at the entrance of the tent of meeting. When Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, saw this, he left the assembly, took a spear in his hand, and followed the Israelite into the tent. He drove the spear through them both, through the Israelite and into the woman's body. Then the plague against the Israelites was stopped, but those who died in the plague numbered 24,000. I'm very conflicted about this in a bunch of different ways, because that, for the genetic line to be the way it is for me, that is a grandpa just took up a spear and just followed somebody and just killed people. But then it stopped the plague. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that. The Lord said to Moses, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, has turned my anger away from the Israelites, for he was as zealous as I am for my honor among them, so that in my zeal I did not put an end to them. Therefore tell him I am making my covenant of peace with him, and he and his descendants will have a covenant of lasting priesthood, because he was zealous for the honor of his God and made atonement for the Israelites. The name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, son of Salu, the leader of the Simeonite family. And the name of the Midianite woman who was put to death was Cozbi, Cozbi, daughter of Zur, a tribal chief of the Midianite family. Now, Moses' father-in-law was a Midianite, so it means his wife was a Midianite. So, and also there's been later on, Jesus is a descendant of Ruth, who was a Moabite, woman. So it's about the worship of God and not necessarily the genetics, if you will. The Lord said to Moses, because remember, these are also children of Abraham. Well, maybe not the Midianite one, but the Moabites are also children of Abraham. The Lord said to Moses, treat the Midianites as an enemy and kill them, because they treated you as enemies when they deceived you in the affair of Peor and their sister Cosbi, the daughter of the Midianite leader, the woman who was killed when the plague came as a result of Peor. So because they wanted to get you to worship other gods, you know, in God's opinion, that was a good action. But my modern day opinion is, wow, that's really extreme. It's pretty extreme. Till the next video, friends. I got some things to think about.